By the way, remember what I've always said. Approximately 50 violent groups or gangs in Oakland with an active membership between 1,000 and 1,200 people, which represented just 0.3% of the population, were responsible for up to 85% of the city's homicides. How about that? The usual suspects. Exactly. It's 0.3%. Just get rid of them. I know. This is what we have to deal with. This is it. Isn't it insane? Oakland has a population of 450,000 people. It's a blessed geographic location, is almost nowhere allow year-round temperatures around the low 70s, notoriously a crime-ridden hellhole. 90% of crime is committed by about 1,200. 90%, 1,200 people. Causing all of the problems. Can you get rid of them? No. Can't do that. And yeah, Oakland could make crime vanish by making these people vanish into a prison or whatever. Instead, Oakland elects progressive mayors and prosecutors who keep these people on the streets, keep encampments in the parks, and provide no remedy from rampant property crime disorder, and keep spending hundreds of thousands of public dollars in social services and criminal justice expenditures every year for these individuals who are nothing but detrimental and will never be anything else. Man. They fucked up Oakland. Cali is doomed. Yeah, I guess so. And Oakland's always had this issue in gang-related problems, and it always will until somebody wants to solve it.
My son, 6 years old, was prohibited from sitting next to his friend on the school bus because a parent objected to my perspectives on book challenges. My older son's history teacher allowed students to label him a Nazi-phile simply for his interest in history and participation in ROTC. She later nominated my son as the most likely to become a dictator and had his classmates vote on it and try to force him to the front of the class to receive the certificate, which he rightly refused, all because of his conservative values.
What is... Oh, she's got the paper. Would I... Oh, my God.
Conservative values.
It's hard to read.
Perspectives.
Thank you.
Man, that is crazy. Arrest the fucking teacher. Isn't that insane? I know. School bullying. Well, that's what they'll do. It's what they'll do. I told y'all this shit's happening. I did. I told y'all this shit's happening. And the teachers are the problem, bro. They are a big fucking problem. And yeah, it's a huge, huge problem. Look at this.
Well, I used to believe I was owed reparations due to slavery. I believed that I couldn't be racist towards white people because I didn't have systemic power. I believed in Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, all that stuff. I believed in transgenderism, feminism, pretty much everything that was backwards. And now...
Did you say blackwards?
Yeah, that was actually a Freudian slip.
That's a crazy word. That blackwards? Wow.
But yeah, backwards. Okay. And now I'm pretty much the opposite of everything. I'm not for the feminism. I'm not for the stuff. I'm not for Black Lives Matter or reparations.
What happened?
Well, I had a situation back in Chicago where I moved in an apartment, and they originally told me I'd be assigned a roommate of the same gender to share a bathroom. They actually ended up...
And you know where this is going. Everybody knows.
Assigning me a transgender as a roommate, and I only found out it was a transgender because the toilet seat was being left up consistently. And when I reached out to my black housing manager, she told me they weren't allowed to discriminate and I could move down the hallway to another room if I had a problem. And when she used the word discriminate, it made me think about politics. So I started looking up just what in politics made it legal for a man to be in a woman's space. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing all the evil, racist, Republican white people are the ones with common sense who don't want this weirdness going on. So I found myself voting for Trump.
And you became a wife at 23?
I did.
After being a feminist your whole life?
Did.
Okay.
Man, how about that? That's crazy. And so, yep, there you go. She learned respectable. Yeah, she just looked into it like, wait a minute. Oh, what's all this? She escaped? I know. You're going to have a lot of instances of this happening. You are. And hopefully there are even more of it. I think so, but we'll see what happens. What is this? Actually saved? Yeah.
Could you spell and pronounce your name for me?
Yeah, it's Christina with a CH, and then Maimone, M-A-I-M-O-N-E.
You have your face covered. Mm-hmm. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, because there's been a lot of really fascist responses to protesting under this administration, and we don't really know who's going to show up or what's going to happen. So it's just a protective measure.
You just gave your name out. She literally just gave her name out. It's just so embarrassing. Oh, here we go. Leftist May Day ICE protesters took over a Home Depot. Why would you go to a Home Depot?
Anti-ICE activists, take a look. They've taken over the checkout counters here at this Home Depot here in Westlake. We want to bring you in just a little closer. We're not going inside the store, but you can see that there are signs that say ICE out of the Home Depot. They've essentially stopped business here, and I want to bring in Priscilla. We were just speaking here with Priscilla. You're with Democratic Socialists of Los Angeles. Priscilla, tell us what...
Democratic Socialists of Los Angeles. Oh, boy.
You guys are doing here.
Yeah, we are on International Workers' Day halting for a moment a piece of profit that in the end will not affect the pockets of this billionaire's profit that he's making. And we're asking for them to end collaboration with ICE. This city is of migrants, and we are asking for them to stop allowing ICE in here and snatching day laborers from their parking lots and inside their stores.
And Priscilla, we know that through all of the immigration enforcement that started back in June of last year, that Home Depots have been a target for that immigration enforcement.
They say fish where the fish are.
And I know that you want more rights for day laborers. Can you talk some specifics, what you'd like to see?
Well, with a collaboration to ICE, obviously, for what we're aiming for in the long run is amnesty.
Yeah, you want to bring a bunch of these people over there and ethnically replace the people that are there. That's what you want to do. It's obvious. That's why they say it. And why is she hysterical? Because that's what all these people are. They're crazy. And these people do this. Yes, day laborers equals slaves, exactly. And Home Depot doesn't want ICE either. They want cheap labor. Yeah, well, Home Depot, the thing is, Home Depot's just selling the wood. They don't have anything to do with this. They're like, oh, what the fuck? We just sell wood, guys. We just sell wood and nails. All right? So whoever the fuck, like, y'all want to come in, it's not our problem. Amnesty is not a fix. Well, for them it is. It's definitely a fix for them because that's what their goal is. Absolutely. 100%. What's Democrats' plan for migrants overrun the country? Democrats will be eaten alive by them? Well, I think that they view that it's going to be on their side, right? Obviously. Oh, here we go. We got another one.
I'm running for United States Congress in Wisconsin's 8th Congressional District. I'm showing up every day and at every event that I possibly can for you because I love the people of District 8. I want to be clear about a couple things. There's some things I said online last week when I referenced a post from Minocqua Brewing Company. I did so to stand up for Kirk's First Amendment rights. I do not advocate for violence.
Yeah.
I condemn it. But I don't think that I was entirely in the wrong by saying I'll feel some relief when this president's term is over. I wasn't wishing for his death. I was wishing for him to be gone. There's a big difference. I am one of the only candidates that I've seen advocating for his impeachment on a consistent basis. I want him gone.
Took to TikTok to walk back his campaign's post depicting him shooting President Trump at a gun range. You have to go after these people. You do. Like, you've got one right here. Like, you've got to start packing these people up one at a time. Every single day, going through it every single time. Yeah, you gotta do it. Take this person to jail. Yep, jail time, exactly. The fact that we putting up with this is just insane. It is crazy why people put up with this shit. It's so annoying to me, too. It's obvious they're mentally unfit. I mean, you do something like that, it's beyond mentally unfit. It's that you're fucking threatening to shoot the president, right? Kathy Griffin got canceled for shit like this? I don't want people canceled. I want them put in jail.
Our research shows that there's some 600 groups, including the People's Forum, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, and the Answer Coalition, and, of course, our perennial favorite, Code Pink, which is upset about absolutely everything. And as Rachel mentioned a minute ago, these people, they don't know what they're talking about, but they do know that they got, $75 in cash probably to come out and hold a sign, and they're doing a good job of it, even though they don't really know what the sign says or what it means.
Of course.
We're looking at, literally in the billions in terms of the amount of money that gets spent like this. And it's,
where's it
you hear the
coming
left
from?
talk about dark money a lot in politics. Well, this is the darkest dark money there.
Well, where's the money? If it's so dark, then why don't you just figure out where it's from?
There is. And the result of it you wind up with literally thousands of protests all around.
It's crazy how much money is being spent on astroturfing this resistance. It's insane. Soros? Well, I mean, again, like, why even put up with that? Why would you let somebody do that? Just shine a light on it. Yeah, say what it is.
The country on the same day, and you wonder why when you wake up in the morning it's like, well, I never heard anything about that, because you're not the target. They know how to target people. When you walk down the street and they say, hey, do you have, with a clipboard, and they say, do you have time for such and such rights? And then they get your email address. They're not looking to convert you or convince you of anything. They're looking to get the email address of like-minded people so that they can organize these things. Okay, so then the May Day strong demands: tax the rich so our families, not their fortunes, come first. No ICE, no war, no private army serving authoritarian power. Don't know what that is.
What?
Expand democracy, hands off our vote.
Expand democracy. Expand democracy probably means something like letting illegal aliens vote, or people that aren't citizens. That's kind of what I would assume. So they don't have kids, so what families? I think some of them do, right? And, so they arrested James Comey for posting the 8647 thing. And apparently there's a lot more.
Well, part of what the government would have to prove is intent. James Comey deleted the post the same day, and he wrote, quote, I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down. How do you prove intent, Mr. Blanche, when Mr. Comey himself said he didn't understand that some...
How do you prove intent when he said he didn't do it?
People would look at that and think about violence.
You prove intent like you always prove intent. You prove intent with witnesses. You prove intent with documents, with materials. So again, this is not just about a single Instagram post. This is about a body of evidence that the grand jury collected over the series of about 11 months. That evidence was presented to the grand jury. And it's not the government. It's not the Department of Justice. It's not Todd Blanche that returned an indictment against James Comey. It's a grand jury, part of the judicial process. And that this process has to be allowed to play out.
So they already got him locked up.
It's not fair to Mr. Comey. It's certainly not fair to the prosecutors for us to be airing your view or my view of this indictment. It's something that will be presented in court at the time set by the judge.
Well, let's delve a little deeper. Conservative legal scholar Jonathan Turley said, quote, this indictment is facially unconstitutional, absent some unknown new facts.
Well, don't the new facts make it probably constitutional? That's like saying that this would be illegal except for the fact that it's a police officer doing it. Like, yeah, so this looks bad because I don't know saying this looks bad because I don't know everything about it? Like, really? Oh my God.
Are you in fact saying that there are facts beyond this Instagram post that clearly establish an intent to threaten the president's life?
I've said repeatedly, this was an investigation that lasted 11 months. If the only facts that existed was the posting of the Instagram, obviously that wouldn't have taken 11 months. And so when Mr. Turley talks about whether it's facially unconstitutional, absent unknown facts or circumstances, we will necessarily have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt at trial every element of this crime, which we're prepared to do.
Can you?
Man, I gotta tell you, I'm liking this guy. I am. I like this guy. He's actually doing shit. Fucking finally, we have somebody who's actually waste of resources. It's not, because it sets an example. The goal is to scare everybody else who says this kind of stuff, so they don't think that it's okay to say it. That's the reason why. So the process is the punishment. The fact that you're dragging him through all of these legal loopholes, he has to go to court, he's being embarrassed constantly, they're going to subpoena more of his information and then make that public. I mean, this guy's going to be totally fucked after this. He is. And even if he doesn't go to jail, even if he's innocent, he's going to be fucked. So that's the goal. So it's not a waste of resources when you look at the resources that you're not going to have to spend going after everybody else. That's it. And the reason why he's trying to be violent, 86 on Alive, which isn't a threat directly. It's a small incitement here, but it's only if it's politically judged. Well, hopefully they do politically judge it, because I think that's clearly what the reason is. Cincinnati, Ohio liberal judge removed from office, sentenced to 6 months in jail, dragged out of the courtroom.
Seconds after Judge Patrick Dinkelhocker affirmed Tracy Hunter's jail sentence, his courtroom erupted in chaos.
3, you are to do 6 months in the Hamilton County Justice Center. Credit 1 day. Mr. and Ms. Deputies can take her away.
A woman who seemed to run to Hunter's defense was quickly taken into custody. Meanwhile, Hunter fell limp in the arms of a deputy who ended up dragging the former juvenile court judge away from her outraged supporters.
That's the right kind of justice, I'll tell you that. Oh, that's the right kind. I think it should be worse. Only 6 months, that's it? Only 6 months. Jesus. So finally we got these bitches getting arrested. Holy fuck, finally. I'm so glad to see this. And how absurd, worth asking such a place and how such absurd views became mainstream. Yeah, even Elon Musk was talking about the archaeologist clip, which I'm very glad to see this. I am. Here we go. Did she get disbarred though? I don't know. She could have got longer, yeah.
We realized there was a boy on the team, and let me just say, this person is 18 years old, so he's a grown man at this point that was playing on a JV basketball game with 14 and 15-year-olds.
So you got a grown-ass man playing with 14-year-old girls, and he's trying to go into their locker room?
So I went up and I talked to the athletic director, and I said, can you tell me if that's a boy on the team? And he said, I'm not going to, say we do not discriminate based on sexual identity. And I said, well, President Trump just yesterday signed an executive order saying there's no boys or men in women's or girls sports. And he said, we do not have to follow that. We follow Washington state law and WIAA. So once that happened and I realized that Frances was sitting out, it wasn't until towards the end of the game when there was a lot that went on between.
See, this is the part that a lot of people don't understand, is that they have this fallacy that they think that if you make a rule and then people don't follow it, you like, well, what do we do now, right? This is the reason why I am so aggressive with the way that I think that things like this should be approached. It's because I recognize that these people only respect that form of aggression that is done to them. That's the reason why.
The time that we realized there was this boy on the team, and when she was leaving, she was so mad. She felt like she had been exposed, and it was just a terrible situation. She walked by and said that you're a man. She was so frustrated in the situation. And that is why she has been now charged with bullying, harassment, and intimidation for misgendering this person.
It's so easy to solve this problem. It is so easy. I think that people are becoming more willing. Like, I see a lot of the comments that I'm just reading, like sentiment. I think that people are becoming a lot more willing to approach things from my perspective. I do. Now, I'm very happy to see this. It's gonna have to be a lot worse, but I'm glad things are moving in that direction. It'll take an awful lot of wood chippers. I wouldn't put anybody in a wood chipper. There's no reason to do that. I think you're too soft sometimes. Yeah, I am. There's a TOS on Twitch. There are some things that I can't say what my opinion on it is. I'll be honest. Like, there are a lot of things like that. But what is this? Oh, here we go.
immigrant commit a crime, let's say in Oregon, and they're an illegal immigrant, and sometimes these crimes are heinous. And in years past, under previous administrations, they would call ICE and ask them to deport, and they wouldn't, and they would eventually wind up and say, like, Washington State, Seattle, another sanctuary jurisdiction, only to find out that that same criminal illegal alien committed another crime there, and it was the sanctuary policy that attracted them there. The easiest way to get rid of sanctuary policies is maybe we should start charging the politicians with crimes that vote for the sanctuary policies and make them accessories to whatever crimes are committed by
This is the exact thing that I've said. This is the exact thing.
illegal immigrants in those jurisdictions, because to me they're absolutely complicit in the crime, because it never should have happened in the first place, but for those sanctuary policies, but for some politician voting thinking that that's okay.
Exactly. Do you believe in providing some level of force equal to that of someone who's doing that force? Just curious at all. I don't believe in eye for an eye. I think that the moment somebody tries to take your eye, you should take everything you can from them. There's no reason to ever try to match force with a person who is trying to enact aggression onto you. The moment that you feel like you're being aggressed on, and the moment that you think that there's somebody who's trying to put you in danger or put you at risk, the goal should not be to get even. It should be to solve the problem, neutralize the threat. And that should be the goal. And so, like, that's my... You don't mean that? Well, of course I do. I mean, that's the only way you can approach things like that. That's not how eye for an eye works. Pull me up. Well, again, like, why would I pull you up for that? It's just stupid. Oh, here we go.
Do we ever think, Chris, do we think about Doge and the hundreds of thousands of jobs that Doge got rid of last year? All of these federal workers still haven't found work. People have lost houses.
It should have been more. Should have fired way more people. It didn't fire enough people.
People have had loved ones that have died because they don't have health care. Like, even when you think about, am I a person that believes there needs to be border security? 100%.
Of course.
Think about the brutality of how some...
The thing is that this is, like, he's doing the same thing that other people do. You cause the problem, and then you get mad at people for solving it. There's no way that you can remove the amount of illegal aliens that are in the country without using brutal means. There's just not. You're like, if you want mass deportations and you want the illegal aliens removed from the country, you are going to look at a lot of people being dragged out of their houses, violence happening, people getting killed. They're going to get killed. It's going to happen. I can promise you that. And if you can't stomach that, then you don't want mass deportations. You don't. You can't say you want mass deportations and then complain about the process of it.
But these border policies have gone down.
Of course. But the question is, are you saying that it's justified because of it?
No.
No. So it's like, so that's how it's gonna be consumed. Like, I don't think you're justifying it. But if I was somebody who doesn't know you, I would go, oh, he's saying that he deserved this and he made people get this radicalized through his thing.
I think we have to deal with the reality that some of these policies have hurt people so much that some folks are willing to risk it all.
That's exactly right. And that's why you've got to be on top of them even more. Charlemagne's right. He is. Like, there are a lot of people that have lost a lot and they're willing to be more violent and aggressive. That's why we need to have more FBI agents, more control, more of these weirdos that are like making these threats online, these violent mobs, etc. That's the reason why we have to be even more aggressive on them. That's what I think.
Well, now you're justifying it.
I'm not justifying it. It's just a reality.
But now you're justifying it.
It's just a reality that you have to deal with. Am I? You feel like I'm justifying it, Miles?
No, I think you can extrapolate out that, like, was Osama justified? Not justified. Was like Timothy McVeigh, all these other like political.
You're making the argument that people make about Bin Laden, which is, well, if America wasn't doing this shit in the Middle East, then Bin Laden wouldn't have done it.
If Ruby Ridge and Waco didn't happen.
I'm just saying that is the argument.
He's totally right. This argument is awful.
That they would make.
I just think that we would be remiss to not take a step back and not just have conversations about violent rhetoric. Let's talk about violent policies. That
I wish we could, but we don't have any.
People have been watching over the last year and a half, and how a lot of people have been hurt by those policies.
Of course.
And some of those
should be more
people are willing to risk it all, because to your point earlier, they don't have nothing else to lose, at least in their mind.
Yep.
Sure. But I guess what I'm saying is we still go, it's wrong to do that.
It is. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, like, you still have to deal with the reality.
But he's right about that. He is. And that's why we need to, there are a lot of people that are super angry about this. And if you don't acknowledge that and try to make countermeasures for it, you will have more assassination attempts. You will have more violence, etc. You kind of played hypocrisy for a moment there. You wanted more federal workers fired, but then you want more federal workers. I'm just gonna perm ban you. I don't even want to engage with that.
I both know from knowing people that are crazy that it actually doesn't take that much to get certain crazy people to do.
Can you be driven crazy? You lose your house, your grandma dies because you couldn't afford health care. Your grandma been living here her whole life, she gets deported to some country, or your wife or somebody that you love gets deported back to a country you never been to. Can you be driven crazy?
I think you can be radicalized for sure. I think there's a lot of proof for that. Sure.
You can make that argument against any law in the whole world. You can. It's dumb as fuck, bro. Like some of these arguments, be a citizen, exactly.